Some they call it functional alcoholism, but if you know anything about Ben, he's got vision with precision, microphones and a tinkle of derision. You're about to hear what beer can be. It's time for Barley and me.
Welcome to Barley and Me. I'm your host, Ben Rice. We're here today at SacYard Community Taphouse to talk about Sacramento Beer Week 2023. With me, my special guest, Mai-Sam Baumann.
Hi.
How's it going, Mai?
It's all right, you know. It's a nice sunny day. Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I had too much.
Already off the clock, 10 minutes, like, I need that shift beer.
Yeah.
Already.
Actually, I'm drinking iced tea.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're here to talk about Sacramento Beer Week. Now, you're heavily involved in this process, correct?
Yes, I am. There's always a lot of things going on through the Sacramento area, and usually we have SacMac, but due to time constraints this year, we kind of decided we're not going to do that, but it will be back next year, and we will have other events throughout the year. But this beer week, I think we're just focusing on getting crowds into breweries, new watering holes, supporting the local winners that just won the competition earlier.
And that's the Brewers Cup of California?
Yeah. That was fun. But yeah, we're not really focusing on a festival this year. We may have something similar later on in the year, maybe like a harvest festival or something, but nothing huge, nothing big for Sac Beer Week this year. It's just, sorry, we got busy.
It's as if the world is changing and things could take precedence.
Yeah, things are changing. Businesses are thriving, they're booming, and it's good to see. Like, we're crazy over here right now.
Yeah.
A lot of local breweries are really busy. They all have amazing events lined up for Beer Week, though, and you can find that on SacramentoBeerWeek.com or follow Sacramento Beer Week on Instagram. And during the week of, every day we have events lined up to show people.
Yeah. And, of course, as always, Sacramento Beer Week in SacYard.
Yeah,
there's a million beers on tap.
We're going to have some events here, too. A lot of local stomping grounds are going to have the Rising Together beers on tap. And if you don't know the Rising Together initiative, this is the third year we're doing it. And it's kind of just similar to the Resilience or Black is Beautiful, but it's done with our guild. And, the money goes back to the breweries. And it's a lot more simple than just, the complicated things that they did with Sierra Nevada's Resilience.
Yeah, it's much more locally. Well, I guess that one's also pretty locally focused, but
pretty local,
a more local focused, showcase of the breweries.
Yes.
And what they can do with the same ingredients.
Yes, exactly. We kind of give the breweries a little bit of freedom. Like, this is the base recipe, build off of it, whatever you'd like. Usually it's some sort of IPA, but everybody does something different. I think Alaro's doing a rye.
Nice.
And so I know we're planning to do a night where we have 8 of them on tap, because we have 8 IPA taps available. So we try to fill those IPA taps with the different Rising Together beers. I know Loyal Legion has reached out. They plan on doing one too. So just check out the website and see when things come up.
Yeah. And when is Beer Week? When's that big
Beer Week
kickoff?
is April 22nd to April 30th. There's a lot of things going on that week. We are competing with a few things. So it's kind of why we decided not to really have a festival this year. We've got Boonville. We got, I think, Elk Grove might be having a beer fest too. So
the unofficial Sacramento Beer Festival.
Yeah. So, it's really focusing on small business, supporting, as everybody here is doing.
Yeah. And I guess the idea of Beer Week has kind of changed as time goes on, as the craft beer movement has changed.
It has.
Because it used to be this thing where, all these outside breweries come in and, you get to taste things you never get to taste it before. And now, just because beer is so prevalent everywhere.
Because we have over 80 breweries in Sacramento and the surrounding areas, I think it's more of this is what we have to offer in our region. Let's support Sacramento area during Sac Beer Week. No longer bringing in other regions. I mean, that's not to say that Bay Area doesn't have amazing beers, because they do.
Yeah.
It's just we want to focus more on what our region has to offer. Everybody here is so creative, and they all work well together too. They're all supportive of each other. So
Yeah. When it first started, I remember it was like all these things that you knew you couldn't get any other time. And I feel like that part's kind of missing from Sacramento Beer Week at this point. I think it's also because brewers are always turning out new things. That's the other part of it, that the brewery industry has changed. So before it's like, oh, we've got our 5 mainstays and we'll make like another beer once in a while. And now it's like every time there's a new beer. So it's like the level of like excitement kind of is harder to generate just naturally.
Yeah.
As far as that goes. So what kind of steps are you guys taking to fill that void?
It's always hard because, you always want to do better than you did the year before. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how high can I really make this bar this year?
Yeah.
How can I beat it next year?
Yeah.
And so it's a hard thing to do, and things are always changing. It's always getting better, and it's just harder to please everybody, both consumers and brewers, because it's hard to meet in the middle. You know, what consumers want, producers have a hard time meeting that.
Yeah.
And what the producers are able to do, it's not quite enough for the consumers. And so it's trying to find that middle ground, which is getting harder and harder each time. And so I think that's why it's easier to just be individual. This is my brewery, and this is what I'm doing for Beer Week.
Yeah,
and
it's just events. We're going to have little things you can do around the brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't bring in guest houses without a special license. So if there was a way to have that for hey, for 1 week, can we just do this? It's we've got an award-winning one, and they've got an award-winning one, and we'll have them both there, and you can those kinds of things. You can't really do them besides at bars.
No.
And then if the bar has to get excited about that concept, and
the way people sometimes get around that is just planning their collaboration brews with a certain brewery.
Yeah.
So a lot of breweries will have collaboration brews coming out during Beer Week. I don't know of any, but I probably will hear about them the week of.
They'll be right. Yeah, exactly.
But, people tend to do their collaboration beers and release them during Beer Week. And that's kind of how we bring outside breweries in. It's like, okay, you brewed with us.
Yeah.
I support that. Come join us and everything. And it's just fun.
Yeah, exactly. And so how long have you been with the guild now at this point?
2019.
So the oldest member?
Almost. Yeah, it was almost a whole year before the pandemic. Yeah.
And so what title are you currently holding?
I am the executive administrator. I sit behind the computer, do all the hard work of staring at that screen all day.
Yep. You'd be sending reminders. Excuse me.
Yes.
I'm trying to administrate executively. If you would be so kind. Final decisions here. I need the answers.
Yes. I have questions. Do you have answers?
Yeah.
I have answers. You have questions.
Yeah.
And, making sure people follow the timeline. And it's, it's fun sometimes. Other times it can be very stressful.
Yeah.
There's always time restraints and everything. And I don't know if you know this about breweries, but they like to procrastinate and wait till the last second. And, and so planning certain things is a little hard unless you're really on them. And I think they appreciate it because honestly, they have a lot and plate too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to help, but I know that I still need something from you in order to do that.
Exactly, and they're really good about it,
Yeah. And of course, they're going to have those discussions, and maybe don't have the answer yet. And they're like, "Oh, we got sidetracked by an issue that popped up where we were talking about it, and then a hose blew, and now we forgot to come back to it, or whatever happened."
Yeah. Some weeks my calendar just looks so full, and other weeks it's so empty. I'm like, I think I'm missing something here. This doesn't look right.
Sorry to bother you so early. I have nothing better to do. Let's just talk about it 3 months in advance.
Yeah.
Further than we need to. Yeah.
And that's what you kind of have to do. You kind of have, if you have an idea, you kind of have to hit breweries with the idea about 6 months in advance, follow up 3 months later to make sure it's in their calendar.
Yeah.
And, you have to plan ahead.
Yeah.
Definitely plan ahead and keep following up with people. That's all it is. There's always so much going on. It's hard. It's hard running a brewery.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even putting this, like you said, putting this together is a challenge because you've got to contact all your accounts, make sure they all know what's happening, agree, plan in advance. Oh, they're going to want this beer. We have this beer. We're not going to sell this much here. We're going to not can this much here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a lot of
the logistics, man.
Yeah. And some breweries are like, there's 3 people running it, you know? It's like, good luck.
Yeah, it's amazing. All the small breweries are like, I know Dunlow, he was doing everything. Brennan was doing everything by himself for the longest time. And it's like, you're incredible. You are a superhuman.
But also, you can't keep doing
it's burnout real quick.
Yeah,
so,
but he lasted a few years that way.
Yeah. And
He's my
going.
favorite. He's great.
He's great. He won a medal at the competition, so, he's doing something right.
Yeah, not surprising. But, there's a lot of stuff. And it's just check your local bars, check your local breweries, check SacramentoBeer.com.
Yeah, we've got about a dozen listings right now, and they're coming in. But like I said, emails get lost. Their inbox probably has 300 unread emails just from today.
Yep.
They're not going to check it till tomorrow, where they'll see an email where I reminded them to post their listings, and that's totally fine. So they'll probably get a lot of listings on Monday, where I'm going to push
Tuesday,
through.
Whatever. Yeah. Yep, exactly. And I remember I did something with the guilds last year or 2 years ago, and they had hired this marketing firm, not external marketing firm. They're like, oh well, everybody should know about it. We sent this email. I'm like, is it the same email you sent me? And they're like, yeah, pretty much. I'm like, they didn't read it. It took you 5 paragraphs to get to your point. None of these people finished this. They thought it was spam.
Yeah.
Not a single person knows this is happening.
It has to be short and concise.
And they have to know who you are.
Yeah.
And your title better be clear, what you want. Is this important, or is this something that everybody got?
And I've gotten to that point where I'm like, I just need to get to the point. Newsletters that I send out, it's pretty much just, here's the facts, and that's it. Because anything else, they don't really care for.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine. Their time is precious.
Yeah.
My time is precious. Your time is precious. We just
be efficient with it.
Yes.
It's just I know, this is important. I know it's important. It's just the time is tough. So I got to hit you in the right time frame. I used to tell people, they're messaging people that add them as guests on podcasts. You don't message them on Friday. They're they're going into their weekend. They're not worrying about this. You got to hit them, but you can't do Monday either. They just came back in from a weekend, so it's Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And if you forget, we got to wait till next week. It's damn it. All right.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all timing. Everybody's got things to do.
Yeah.
And I get it. If it's really important, the nice thing is I have most of their names and numbers in my phone.
Right. And text is always more efficient.
Yeah, so much so that I have to go through and be like, who's this person? And do I really need to keep their number?
Yeah. But also, you never know when they're going to pop back up.
Yeah.
It's a real pain.
And another thing is with the guild now, I don't know if people know, but we took over the Sac Beer Frontier Passport program. And so, that's another fun thing to do during Beer Week. Just see how many of those local breweries you can hit up. Just order one online. Maybe I might do a pop-up at SacYard where I sell a few. And you can pick it up right there in hand.
Is there going to be a Beer Week badge, a special Beer Week?
We were talking about that. It's hard to really get people to
have them and remember that they're
and then figuring out where that's going to be. We may try and do a virtual version of it sometime, maybe next year for Beer Week, where they can get that special badge and everything. But it's always nice because every few months we have to print a new version.
Yeah.
Because there's always a new brewery opening up. We just had to add in Brethren and Mindscape on the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's always fun, you see a lot of the breweries and a lot of them people are like, I've never heard of it before.
Yeah.
And it's right down the street from their house.
There's so many, I'm like, I've been doing this forever. I'm like, there's so many haven't even talked to yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh boy, I got to remember I forgot Brethren opened. I'm like, oh yeah, they did open.
They did open, yeah. I tried to stop by and it was a week before their soft opening or something, and so it wasn't ready yet. I'm like, okay. And it was just because I was in the area. I didn't really, I didn't go out of my way to go there, but it was on my way back from somewhere. And so it's like, okay, let's see if they're open now. And they weren't yet, so it was kind of sad. I will have to make a trip out, though, and support them. Yeah,
so you had the same thing I do with Pangea. I've always stopped by on a Monday. I'm like, damn it. It's Monday. They're closed. They're never going to be open on Mondays.
Yeah, Sacramento. It's hard to find a good place that's open on a Monday.
Yeah.
But it works. We industry people, have our weekends, and it's usually Sunday, Monday, or Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
If you find a place that's open, and lucky you. I mean, we're open on Mondays.
Yeah,
we're going to start trivia this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even more reason to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think, is there anything else we need to know about this particular 2023 Sacramento Beer Week?
Let's see. Rising together.
Your favorite bars and breweries.
Visit your...
Or the ones you haven't had a chance to get to.
Yeah. Pick up a passport. Order it online now. Get it to you by...
Where can they order it online?
SacBeerFrontier.com.
Oh, see.
Or you can email... go to our guild website, email me.
Sacramento Area Brewers Guild.
.org.
.org.
And then send an email, fill out the form, send an email, or come to SacYard and ask if we have any.
Nice.
And, you save on shipping if you come get it in person.
Yep.
But, there are breweries on there. Visit your local watering hole, ones you haven't visited before. Support local.
Yeah.
That's all we want to do.
Yeah, it's just a week where we're like, that's the hyper focus as opposed to the general focus.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. And if you want to visit and get an award-winning beer, check out the Brewers Cup winners on their website and go to those breweries and be like, hey, I heard you won a medal.
Yeah,
do you have that beer so I can try it?
Yeah, and if there's still a video up, you can watch me read all of them. It takes
What
long.
was the one that we paused on?
Oh, man, I don't even remember.
It was like something peanut.
God, I don't remember. Yeah,
I think we all turned around and looked at it like, what?
Yeah. I was like, I messed up. I definitely announced the category Pizza Port Brewing. That's the known category of beer, Pizza Port Brewing. Just you try to read 265 winners and make it interesting. All
read
right?
it out loud in front of a crowd of 200 people.
Yeah, and keep the energy. It's tough. It's a hard job.
You did a great job. You did a good job.
But if you want to watch it, I think it's around.
Yeah, I think so. It should be.
Yeah, at least for a few weeks. But yeah, I think it's always a great thing. I always hope that somebody does a cask day. Just get cask day on this.
I hope so. I think, though, that would be something in the realm of something Urban Roots would do.
Yeah, Urban Roots or Alara would be my top guesses for that.
Yeah.
Because Chris has been doing it through his previous location for years. So I was like, I always think that they're going to be the ones. I think Alaro has come through on it in the past. So, yeah, those are the two. They
listed a week's worth of events on the Beer Week website, so you can check that out now. Yeah. Them and Hop Gardens have a few events, and they all look fun. It's a shame I can't be in multiple places at once.
That's the worst part. That, and it costs money, so you can't buy every beer. There's people who probably can, but
I respect those people.
It's not me. So find something to do each day. Find something to do every other day. Just go out and explore something you haven't had, but
be responsible.
Yes, please.
Please be responsible. Lyft or Uber when you need to. Get a DD.
Yeah. Go somewhere walking distance.
No, there's no shame.
No. Literally none. It's a completely normal thing to do. Please stop.
Yeah. We want you alive for the next Beer Week, okay?
Yeah.
Where we will have a festival.
We will have a festival. And there will be badges.
Yes. There will be badges. There will be a festival. It'll be fun.
There'll be give them your feedback so they can know what you're looking for.
Yeah, you know what? We would love that. Give us your feedback. Find our Instagram page. Send us a message. Give us your feedback. What would you like to see for Beer Week? And so that's our goal. Trying to figure out what we can do to make the majority happy for Beer Week for 2024.
Yeah.
It's, like we mentioned, there's a lot of changes. We've had internal changes within the guild, and that's always hard to keep up or catch up. And so we're trying to get ahead of it. It's always a catch-up game.
Yeah. And also, be on the lookout. I pitched this one to Ryan, Stews and Brews, a winter beer festival where you make stews with the winter beers you make. But it's all Sacramento breweries making a special. Remember winter beers? Remember those? They used to exist, and now they don't. What if we did that again?
Oh, that would be a good one.
And then you just have a hearty stew, right? And then you're out there in the cold, and you're drinking that beer, and you got a hearty stew with you.
Yeah.
And you keep it to like 12 brews. You don't want to go crazy. It's like 12.
Just 12.
Just 12. 15. I don't know. Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. We don't, we like crazy, but not that crazy.
Yeah. Oh, again, those winter beers are going to be like 12.5%, so you got to pump the brakes a little.
Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like when it's cold, all that alcohol gets burned off.
That's what I heard. That's science.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're shivering. Your body's really shaking
I'll add
it
that
out.
into my notes, you know, for next year.
Yeah, I've emailed Ryan. It's in the that's the kind of stuff. If you have feedback on that, you let him know. If you're on board for that, let him know. There's an interest in stews and brews. I feel like it's a good.
Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna do mac and cheese and beer, why not?
Come on, let's do it. But anyway, you said find them on Instagram. Where can they find you on Instagram?
Instagram is Sacramento Beer Week.
Perfect, because there's also that other one. So we just the previous. Anyway, Sacramento Beer Week. That's the one you're going to use for 2023.
Sacramento Beer Week.
Spell it all out. You got it.
I think there's an X somewhere in there, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just because it's extreme.
It is.
Extreme Beer Week.
Extreme Beer Week.
Yeah. All right. Anything else we need to talk about?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think we've got it. And if you have questions, just go to that Instagram, Sacramento Beer Week.
Yeah.
Send a message over. I have questions about this thing. Go to the website, sacramentobeerweek.com.
Yep.
Go to the website, Sacramento Area Brewers Guild.org. You've got it. You've got all the information you need. You can follow. Of course, you could find SacYard at SacYard.beer on Instagram. You can find me across social media at Barley and Me Pod. BarleyMePod.com has a ton of information as well. So just check that out. I think that's really all we got.
Yeah.
Mai, thank you so much for popping on.
Thank you, Ben.
And I hope to see you guys out at Beer Week.
Yeah, so do I. We'll be here in all the places.
Or one place.
I don't know. We're working on the cloning thing here.
Oh, okay.
We're getting really
dope.
close.
Yeah, perfect. We can clone beers. We can clone a person. All right. We have to leave. Thank you so much. All right. Thanks so much for listening. Get home safe.